Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, it's Friday night, and it's all about investing for beginners. Does your credit really matter? Of course not. We're going to talk about it, and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Hicks, welcome to the live stream. Glad to see you this evening. Checking in from NC, North Carolina. Right on, my man. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Well, tonight we're going to be talking about investing for beginners. That means real estate investing. That means stock market investing. That means gold, precious metals, silver investing. Does that mean even crypto investing? Or are we going to be talking about investing in yourself? That's right. You've heard me talk about it recently in the last video, talking about the stimulus checks coming in, and people are sitting around waiting for this word on stimulus money, whether it's unemployment, whether it's $1,200 after 5, 6, 7 months have gone by. Well, we're going to talk about investing, ladies and gentlemen. And as usual, you know you can always ask questions. This is audience participation, as it matters. Credit matters about 30% of the time. MDA 214, welcome to the live stream. Glad you can make it this evening. All right, so we're going to be talking about anything you want to talk about. You know this is an open forum. You know we can talk about pretty much everything, and we're going to get down to business. And in case you never pay attention to the chat room, make sure you do, because sometimes people are dropping gems in the chat room that helps out everybody. So I'll start this off tonight because we can talk about credit as well, how to repair it, how to fix it, how to improve it. I got an email from somebody today that actually received an AU trade line, plus he got my Jewelers Club, and he got a few other things. His score was at around 600. He got it up to almost 700 now. He bought, and he's in the process of buying a home, which is awesome. He apparently already got pre-approved, so this is great news. It's better to have a 600 or close to 700 credit score than it is to a 600 credit score, especially when you're trying to buy items. All right, Brandon Hicks, I got about 6K total tied up into crypto. Right on, Chainlink, etc. I like the sound of that, Brandon Hicks. Those are assets now. And Brandon Hicks, I know you already know, because crypto can now be used as an asset if you need to get a line of credit, a loan, or borrow money against these new fintechs like Salt Lending, SALT Lending, for instance, Wealthfront. There's links down below for Wealthfront as well. Up to the first 5,000 is free management by them. But what's going to happen in the long run is whoever has stocks, whoever has crypto, whoever has real estate, if you have assets, then you're going to be able to borrow and get lines of credit. If you have no money saved up and don't have assets, then you're going to have to rely on who else? The credit bureaus and the old standard of having a credit score above 700 as they start squeezing people out from not being able to get things at a 600, 620, 630 credit score. So just keep in mind, you want to get assets and you want to invest in yourself, ladies and gentlemen. And invest in yourself. You've heard me talk about this before. Monetize yourself. And that means just what I'm doing here, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Snapchat. Use social media, whether it's Amazon, whether it's eBay, whether it's Airbnb. Leverage your time and invest in yourself. You're going to have to learn new skills if you don't already know anything about sales, marketing, internet, anything like that. You might as well invent or reinvent yourself in order to be more valuable. And being more valuable to yourself, so you're a free agent, that's what you want to be. Only free agents get paid more money. Think about it. If you work at a job and you get paid $12 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, you are at the behest of whoever you're employed by to give you an increase in pay. And I don't know about you, but when I used to work for other people, it wasn't too nice of me to walk in and say, hey, you know what? Can you pay me another 10% this year? You know, you get laughed right out of the office. At almost 100% of employees' offices, you'd be laughed out going, hey, you know, you paid me $50,000 last year. How about paying me $55,000 this year? Come on. And when you invest in yourself and you have your own ways of making money, then the sky is the limit. You just don't have a certain ceiling. There's no glass ceiling here. It's your own ceiling, how much work you're willing to put into it. So this is why we need the extra streams of income. So anyhow, everything is on the table this evening, whatever you want to talk about like we normally do. But first, I want to talk about something. Let's talk about real estate, because there was something I was talking about a few months ago, maybe even only a month ago, in the ATL. And somebody asked me about it. It's at 819 Artistry. I got to type this in. So give me a second. I'm going to pull it up so then I can put it on the screen for you. And people were asking for an update. And I don't really have an update, but I just want to run it on the screen for you. So I'll share it on the screen so people can understand about real estate investing. Here's going to be the property here. As you can see, this isn't actually going to be, that's not the property. That's what it's supposed to look like after they finish building it. So there is no real update that I have for this because it's supposed to be completed by next month, within the next 30 days. Well, if you saw the video, it didn't appear to me that it was going to be completed in the next 30 days. And the other part to the story was I was going to actually have the builder, the architect on. I still may have him on, but he was still in the process of trying to complete this. And I'd rather it be completed before he is on, so then we can actually show real pictures instead of this image that was created, to see if it looks anywhere near what they're showing on this photo. So the bottom line of the story is he invested in it. The $650,000 home, that's it exactly, when no other homes in the area are worth that much money. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, because on here, I'm probably going to have to get out of this, but I'll show you what I'm referring to in a second. You can see here, that's where the highlight is, and I'll try to zoom in so you can see exactly what I'm referring to here. These are sold. So in this neighborhood, you see, most of these homes were sold in the 400s like last year. So this is a tall order for a person to get 650 in less than a year later. That's almost 20, 30, 40, 50. It's almost 50% of the normal value in the neighborhood. And there are homes that are bigger than this. So this is why I got excited originally, because now if it does sell, it would be an awesome, it would put all these other lots would be worth more than $48,000. And by the way, these sold last in July of this year for $48,000, even though Berkshire Hathaway are selling lots in there now for $55,000, just so you know. So once you understand that there's a pattern, there's no way that you should go to this subdivision and say, you know what, I'll give you $55,000 for that. You should be asking for $48,000, just like the rest of these sold. In fact, I'd be saying there's only one house being built there. I'll take it for 40, 45 maybe. I wouldn't even probably buy them at 48 at this point. But the fact of the matter is, these are all the kind of things that you would want to invest in as a person. If you're not going to invest in yourself and you want to use money to invest, there's nothing wrong with that. And so I'm going to show you some things in that neighborhood for sale. And as you can see, there's nothing. This 1.2 is land. So don't be thinking that it's a home or anything like that. It's just land in this neighborhood. But anyhow, there is no update regarding this. There's nothing really to talk about regarding this area yet. Like I said, it's only to keep your mind in this area thinking what you can do. Because again, I'll reiterate, some of you may not have any money. And you're thinking, well, Eric, how can I make this work? Well, you might have to watch the video, but I can go over a real quick scenario for you. If this house sells for $650,000 and in Georgia, you can get a 70% loan to value after the completion of the property. So you can basically go 7.7 times 6.5, and that'll give you your number. And out of curiosity, since we're doing a live stream and you know how I like to do it, I try to figure out what we're doing, right? So that's the equivalent of $455,000 for a construction loan. All right. So this is why this is important, because you can get $455,000 construction loan, and that also means that you can build a 4,000 square foot house. All right. Now, 4,000 square foot house, if I can build it for $100 a square foot, not only do I have the $400,000, I'm going to have the $50,000 for the lot itself as well. We kill two birds with one stone. Although I don't know if I can build for $100 a square foot in Atlanta. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, because I know there's a lot of homes that sell for less than $100 a square foot there. So this is going to be very interesting. So that's why, as an investor, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's gold, silver, precious metals, whether you're investing in anything, whether it's a franchise, like Chick-fil-A right now is telling people, give us like $10,000 and we'll train you. And the only thing is you have to work there yourself. Well, to me, that's one of the problems with buying a franchise. And I'm buying myself a job. Is that what I'm saying here? And that's the reason why I almost bought a franchise in Reno, Nevada at one time. And basically because the cash flow, it was already existing business. And the cash flow was something like $5,000 or $6,000 per month. But then the more that I looked at buying a franchise and dealing with places that at the time, credit cards and debit cards and things aren't how they are now, there was a lot more cash involved. So people were exchanging cash, dollar bills, which could easily be siphoned off. And I don't know if most people know this, but if you work somewhere and steal money, the employer can file charges against you. And that's the only thing they can actually really do. They cannot recoup the money from you other than filing charges. And so that is one of the problems. Somebody could steal 20, 30, 40 grand from you. And all you can do is say, okay, I got to file charges against this person for theft. Yeah, they're going to go to jail. But that $30,000, $40,000 could have been spent and not returned. So it's gone. So that's the only thing. So there was lots of things that I had a problem with as it turned out, and I didn't ultimately buy the franchise. And so now there's, like I said, Chick-fil-A, I think it was $10,000 that was talking about getting a franchise. And in fact, I might even pull that up on the screen as well. Let me see if we can pull this up. 10K for Chick-fil-A franchise, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, it comes up on Google. Let's see if I can find it. I'll see if I can pull it up real quick. Initial investment. Of course, it's going to cost way more than that, right? Don't be fooled that it's only going to cost you $10,000. It's going to cost way more than that. But the thing is, there's different investments for everybody. Some people might say, you know what? That's a good deal for me. I'll take that investment because Chick-fil-A is growing. And so you want to get your foot in the door. And I can't pull it up on the screen, so I'm not going to be able to show you. But the thing is, it's $10,000 for a Chick-fil-A franchise, as they call it. So this is going to be pretty interesting how many people take them up on their offer. And let's see if I can put it up here. I'll put it up here. So these are some of the ways that you can invest in yourself. Curtis Davis, good evening. Welcome to the live stream, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. All right. Yeah, so Chick-fil-A, as you can see, this isn't their actual site. On the Chick-fil-A site, they didn't show where they had this offer. So I just went to some other random person that was talking about it because the Chick-fil-A site. But anyhow, they have this offer. And it's kind of fascinating that a person would say, okay, I'll take you up on that. And I don't know how many people have done it. But these are the kind of things where I'll go to Business Insider as well. Let them see what they're talking about on here, so you guys can see that as well. So there's all kind of things that you can invest in. So you have to think, what is your passion? What do you feel happy about waking up for? Because oftentimes when you go to a job, are you waking up for your job? Do you feel motivated to go to your job week after week, month after month, year after year? So if you do and you're happy, so be it. A lot of people aren't happy and they feel that they have more to offer, and they also have more as far as income coming in that they want to earn. So if you want to do that, then you're going to start your own little side hustle. All right. So let's see. Brian Taylor, $10,000 trade line. When will it drop? In about 2 weeks. I talked to the owners yesterday briefly. They say they might have everything all done in the next 4 or 5, 6 days, but I want to double check with them. So the next live stream, I meant to do it tonight with the live stream, but as far as I know, it'll probably be about 2 weeks from now. They're just making sure everything is set for a go for the explosion that's about to happen, because I know it's going to be hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people signing up within a month. It's going to be out of control, especially once the internet finds out about it, and the social media and everything else, and people that are helping with credit repair, other people that tell people about how to get no qualify, no hard inquiry, soft inquiry credit cards. So Brian Taylor, just be patient. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we're going to have this thing up and operational. And then there's going to be another deal that's going to come out as well. So it's going to be very exciting. There's going to be 2 things that are going to come out at once. One, where you can get a credit line. And if I have my way about it, I might even start something. It all depends on how, when we get together, if I'm able to do it. But if I can do a business off of it, I'm going to run a side business off of it and create like a referral marketing for everybody. Not just so you have to be like a influencer or want to be an affiliate of anything, but as an individual person, when you share the link with somebody else, you'll have your own link. And so you can make money now and every month from signing people up for it. So hopefully it all works out, but we'll see. I'm looking for some software. I found the software. It just depends on if the owners and me can work something out on the side deal and then see if we'll make this work. But it'll be big time, of course, if it goes down. I got some special plans. All right, Curtis Davis. I think, Claus, you have to work there a short time. Exactly, Curtis Davis. You're basically changing your $10,000 or getting the franchise for a job, because that is one of the things. You have to train. They're going to send you to their training school, and you have to work there for, I think it was a year. I looked at it before because I was like, whoa, what's this? $10,000 and you're on a Chick-fil-A, but it's not that easy. You don't get to put $10,000 in and then set it and walk away. You actually give them $10,000 and you're an employee, and I believe it's for a year. But anyhow, you guys can Google it for $10,000 Chick-fil-A franchise and find out for yourself. But again, that's a very interesting door to get in for cheap, because if you don't know, franchises cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. McDonald's, you want to get one of those, you're going to spend $1 million. You're talking about any other big time franchise, you're going to be into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's one of those things. Do you want to take the risk? And remember, any investment, what is it? It's a risk, right? Doesn't matter what you invest in. Here's the thing that people don't realize and understand. You invest in yourself, it's a risk. You give other people your money to invest, it's a risk. But nobody thinks that any of that is a risk. Just like when you go to a job every morning, you don't think that's a risk. But any given day, your employer could walk in and say, hey, Eric, can we have you come over here? We got to lay you off, or we got to fire you because we're not making enough revenue. Either way, you don't know the next day. If you work for somebody, you don't know if you're going to be fired or not, but you don't look at that as a risk. I always looked at it as a risk. Everything you do is a risk. If I put money in the stock market, that's a risk. If I invest in real estate, that's a risk. but you're trying to minimize your risk. And that's why you do research, such as that real estate example I used earlier, where I know it's 650,000 is overpriced for the neighborhood. But if he actually sells that property, then that means all the rest of the properties in the neighborhood increase in value. So therefore, now I can possibly turn that into a money-making adventure for me. And it just depends on how many other people are going to be able to have the wherewithal to sit there and say, hey, you know what? That property sold for 650. How can I build me the exact same house and sell it for 650? Or the exact same square footage? How many people are going to sit there and say, hey, I'm going to buy up 1 lot, 2 lot, 3 lots, let's go? And that's the real question. And you're looking here, and I've been talking about this for a month or two. There may be people watching these videos that I'm doing and talking about it who are sitting there right now who have 200, 300,000 sitting around, and they might be thinking, man, Eric's updating us. As soon as he tells us that this thing sold for 650, we're going to go in there and buy up 3 lots. And then one at a time, we're going to do exactly what this guy is doing. We'll build it. We'll offer it for sale, just like a normal developer who has a model homes, except we don't have a model home. But who cares? When somebody comes in, you could say, hey, a person says, I want to buy it. Now they get to put in their own touches on the place, their own cabinets, their own countertops, their own bathrooms, their own sinks, their own toilets, the sooner somebody comes in, the higher the price you can sell it for, because now it's add-ons, just like you are a normal property developer. So these are the kind of things you have to think about. There's opportunity everywhere in America. Nobody's stopping you. The bottom line is, why do you think people, refugees, people who are basically show up on the shores of America who have nothing but the shoes on their feet, clothes on their back, and a little satchel, they become successful? Why? Because they don't have another choice. They don't get to sit in their comfy confines of their house and sit on the couch and be like, oh yeah, well, it was a hard day today at work. These people are over here with no place to live, nowhere to go, and they're willing to bet their life on their success. And some of these people end up becoming some of the wealthiest and going past American citizens that lived here all your life. So this is all the kind of thing you're doing. And as Curtis Davis says, yes, knowledge is and research minimize your risk. That's exactly right. And that's how you have to look at everything. You research everything, no matter who's telling you anything. Just because, I'll use an example, just because I have $1 billion worth of real estate and I have an airplane does not mean that when you invest with me that you're going to be successful. All right? Just because I have $300,000 cars, $1 million home, and a jet doesn't mean that I'm going to be good with your money. As some people have now found out, if you know who I'm talking about, some people may know who I'm talking about who now has class action lawsuits against them because you don't promise people you're going to give them 5% and then give them 2% or 1% or nothing. So these are the kind of things that happen. You have to do your research. You have to understand what you're investing in, and it was a risk. So if you do not get your 5% and you're only getting 1 or 2%, well, that was a risk. You believed that the person was going to be able to perform like you thought they would. And the fact that they didn't, that was a risk that you were willing to take. So the same thing with everything. Real estate wise, that applies for stocks, as lots of you guys have heard me talk about stocks over the last 2 years. And there's one stock that I want to talk about right now, which is pretty interesting. 2 years ago, roughly a year and a half, somewhere like that, there was NIO, N-I-O. It was an IPO. I remember it opened for about $6, $6.20, $6.50. It went up to roughly $12 to $14 within 24 to 48 hours. I made the second video and said, hey, are you good with taking 100% on your money? Meaning it went from $6.50 to $14, $13. That's 100% on your money. So the question was, are you going to sell? And if you do sell, are you still going to keep half or a little bit of what you sold as profit, are you going to keep that into the stock? Then that meant you would have bought the shares at around $6.50, and then you would have some left over. Then what happened? In March of this year, the stock went down to $3.50. Again, we made videos saying you should buy when there's blood in the streets. Right now, NIO, in fact, let me show you guys something. I'll show you NIO stock price. Let me go to the screen. I forgot I had some screens up here for you. NIO stock. So remember that number. It was $6 a year and a half ago, and it was $3.50 about March 15th, let's call it. Look at this now. $28, ladies and gentlemen. So even if you would have bought it to $6, $6 three times is 18, 19. So that's 6 times 6, 36. So about 4 times on your money. At this point, who would say you should sell, though? I told you guys before, I'm bullish on electric vehicle. So obviously, when it went down to $3.50, I said you should buy some more. And if you missed the live streams and you missed the videos, then you would have not known about NIO. And here you have a situation where if you would have bought it $3.50 or $4, you would have had a profit even higher than that. And at $4, you could have bought 20, 30 shares for less. That wouldn't even equal $100. And that $100 would be $600 now, $700. This is why the top 10 percenters own 92% of the stock market. You see, this is why this investment, real estate and stocks, is why you should be in it. Hopefully I illustrated this is something that you should invest in. And by the way, Robinhood, you get a free share of stock. The link is down below in the description. Webull is also a free app online where you don't pay any commission for trades. And Webull, they give you 2 free shares of stock when you deposit $100 or more. So they're down below in the description. Tylisha Reed, welcome to the live stream. I missed the AU sale. When's the next one? Well, the 10% sale, it expired. Right now, there's a 5% sale until Monday, which is October 19th, midnight. The 5% off expires. So you can go to stopstrugglingnow.com and then /AU-trade lines, and you can go see what the available trade lines are, and you can get 5% off. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out, Tylisha. I'm sorry you missed that deal, but there's the other one. That's the best one I can do right now. 5% until August 19th is the other deal. AJ, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here again, man. I appreciate your support. What's good? Do you invest into whole life? Great investment vehicle when using the 90-10 method. AJ, yes. Yes. Whole life insurance is what he's talking about. Infinity banking, ladies and gentlemen. I did a video on that, so you can go to the channel, do a search for Infinity banking or Be Your Own Bank. That's what I think I titled the video under, Be Your Own Bank. The reason why you can be your own bank with a whole life insurance policy, they do earn 4%. But AJ, I'm going to talk about something because I know what you're talking about. So the cash value, there's a cash value when you pay into this whole life insurance, Be Your Own Bank. And by paying your premium every month, part of your premium goes towards a cash value. When you build up your cash value, let's just say it's $50,000. You can actually borrow against your cash value, tax-free, interest-free. You're your own bank. So you can actually take out $30,000, for instance, to do a real estate deal or invest in some asset. And then as you get money returned to you, you put it back into your account, tax-free. And it does earn 4%. So even if I have $50,000 in there, it earns 4%. I take out the $30,000. I still earn 4% on the total value, the $50,000. That's the beauty of this. So as you build up, and the third feature is that you actually have life insurance. So if something happens to you unexpectedly, you still have life insurance to cover for your loved ones and your family. That's why that is a beautiful program. So I just wanted to put that out there. All right. Let's see. What's next? Oh, Amwell up 4%. American Well, AMWL. That's another stock, ladies and gentlemen. AM is in Mary, WL. That's a health stock. It was a recent IPO. I'll even pull it up on the screen for you because we're going to be talking about investing this evening in yourself, in stocks, in real estate, in whatever you want to. But here we go. Let's talk about this. Here is Amwell at $35. I'll go on the screen. They came out at 23, 24. I can't remember. I think it was 23, 24. When I mentioned the IPO, I did a video on this. Once again, whoever watches the Stop Struggling Now channel, you guys have information as it's happening. I don't give you information like, okay, I'm telling you about it. I actually sent members of the channel in the community tab. I told them AMWL came out in an IPO. Maybe you should think about investing in this. Why? Because it's a health company. There's a pandemic. There's always going to be a pandemic. People are getting older. A majority of the population is older. They're over 50. So therefore, healthcare is going to be in the forefront for a long time when there's 40, 50, 60 million people that are over 50 years old. So they started out, they've been in business a long time, since 2006. They're not like a new IPO. And now they go from 23, 24. I can't remember what I bought it at. I think it was 23.50 or something like that. But anyhow, at 23 up until today, 54% on your money if you were to sold it, but there'd be no reason to sell it. There's no reason, ladies and gentlemen. Why would I sell it? LVGO, for instance, is another healthcare company, and they've been rising. Here, I'll show you something. They're at 141 now, and look where they went just a year ago. They were at $20, and now a year later they're at 141, and they started in 2008. So that just gives you an idea. It's health, and how else you're going to get into the health industry other than if you buy Pfizer or some pharmaceutical company, Eli Lilly, things like that. But here you have a chance to get in on almost a ground floor for a company. Both of these have been in business since 2008 for LVGO, and the other one, AMWL, has been in business since 2006, even longer. And both of them have secured contracts and healthcare agendas that help them grow. And that's how they were able to do an IPO. So I expect AMWL to do exactly what Livongo has done over the next year. Same thing. What do you think is going to happen when they come out with the vaccine and they have to distribute this vaccine? People are still going to be getting sick from other things. So these are the reasons why you stick with healthcare stocks. All right. Silverman Fox, welcome to the live stream. How you doing? New Jersey in the house. Have a link to the AU? Sure. Here, I'll give you a link to the AUs so everybody can see it here. You can go here and look at them. You can click the top of the columns, and I think that's it. StrugglingNow.com/AU trade lines. That's it. All right. Yes, Silverman Fox. That's it. I put a link in the chat for you, so hopefully people can see it. And AJ, hit it on the nail for the Be Your Own Bank life insurance. AJ, let me know. Do you sell policies for this whole life insurance policies? Let me know. So I'm with Guardian. They give 4 to 6%. That is true. It fluctuates. 6%. I didn't even know Guardian gave that high. I'll have to look into Guardian because I'll do another video because a lot of people don't know about that. Be Your Own Bank, Infinity Banking. So I'll have to do a video on it. PFE up on the day. Yeah, Pfizer. Of course, Pfizer, I think when the vaccines come out, whether they come out with it, they're always going to have an allotment of drugs. They're going to have the allotment of vaccine because they have a large reach around the world. So they'll get their allotment of millions and millions of doses. So therefore, their shares of stock are going to go up. Plus, they're going to have some stuff in the pipeline, I'm sure. That's how Pfizer works. So PFE is only around $35, $36 a share. In fact, let's go look and see what PFE Pfizer is selling for these days. See if I'm right. I own Pfizer, by the way. So it went up. It's $37.95, and it's rising after hours. So there must be some news about vaccines or something of that nature, because otherwise it wouldn't be rising this. And they also give a dividend, by the way. So you get 4% in your money at $37.95. I purchased at, I think it was in the, I can't even remember. I think it was in the, it was around here. So yeah, 29 or 30, somewhere when it was in March, when there was blood in the streets. I told people to get some Pfizer. So if you would have got it at 29, you'd be at 27% on your money. But Pfizer has an upside. Plus, they give dividends. So we're getting a check every 3 months. So therefore, we reinvest it. So what can I say? You guys get all the info while it's happening. You don't get info after it happens. We tell you before it happens so you can take advantage of it. Just like right now, when we're talking about AMWL, we're giving you information now that you can take advantage of and the reasons why you can take advantage of it. LVGO, even though it's at 141, we were talking about it when it was at 95 and 90, thanks to Curtis Davis. And I don't know if people took up, what we were talking about, but already you could have earned 50, 60% on your money. So these are the kind of things. Oh my God, Heartfelt Music. Thank you for being here. And I got a $50 super sticker. Thank you so much, Heartfelt Music. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Oh, and that reminds me of another thing, Heartfelt Music. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for being here again. There's something else that happened recently that I can't get over. H-Town in the house. Timothy Reiser, a member of the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here this evening, Mr. Reiser. Thank you. Peloton up 40% on the year. That's correct. And they're going to be up even more because there's people that are going to work out. They're not going to go to the gym. You guys haven't seen me with the videos talking about I'm going to the gym because I'm not going to subject myself to possibly getting sick just to go work out when you can work out at your house. So Peloton, cycling, anything, workout programs that have to do with the house and staying home, that's going to be on the rise over the next year potentially. So these are the kind of things that you have to look out for. And Peloton's a perfect example of a stock that you could have made money on. These are the kind of things that you got to think about. Make your money work for you. Don't work for your money. When you work for a job, that's earned income, right? So if you go to work 40 hours a week and they give you $1,000 for that week, that's great. But if you did not work those 40 hours, you were sick, didn't show up, don't have sick leave, don't have anything, and you only were able to work 20 hours, well, then your check's only going to be $500. So this is why creating your investment online of yourself with social media, even if I was sick, even if you're sick and you are doing something on social media, you can still make money while you're on vacation, while you're sleeping. You don't even have to do anything today. But people will use your links. They'll watch your videos. They'll do whatever you're promoting, and that can make you money and investing in yourself. And you could be sick for 3, 4, 5, 6 days. You still have a check coming in. So this is what you want to implement. This is the same thing with real estate. This is why you buy multifamily real estate if you can. Because, again, while you're sleeping, your renters, when they pay the bill, they're paying it. It's not based on if you're working. You could be on vacation. You could live in a whole nother country on the beach, and somebody's paying your bill. So these are the kind of things you have to think about as you get older. Because as you get older, you don't really want to work 40, 60, 50, 80 hours a week, do you? I didn't. So this is why I started very young to try to do my own thing. And again, thank you so much, Heartfelt Music. Wish I had known Timothy Reiser. Wish I had known of you a year ago. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. But Timothy Reiser, you found out this year and a little bit late this year. But hey, as you know, we can still make money, my man. This is what we do here. Everybody's emerging millionaire here at Stop Struggling Now. Everybody. All you have to do is just take a path. In fact, take 3 or 4 paths. Say, hey, I'm going to do my investing in myself by doing social media. Then you can say, I'm going to invest in stocks. Okay. Then you can say, you know what? Let me go check out that 3% down FHA loan with a credit score of 640 or higher. And let me go find me a multifamily property. And yeah, I'm going to have to live in one of the sides for a year, but so what? You can do all kind of things when you let your mind expand and don't put yourself in a box and don't believe you can't do it, because who says it? Your neighbors, your family, your friends, your coworkers. Tell me something. If you're going to be successful in life, somebody's going to have to explain, why am I going to listen to 9-to-5 worker? This is what I don't understand. My coworkers would say, no, Eric, you can't do that. I'd be like, why not? I'm like, why am I listening to you guys? You work 9 to 5 with me. Why would I take their advice? That's ridiculous. So don't let nobody stop you just because something went one way 50 years ago. Your parents, when they say, no, you can't do that. It's never been done like that before. Well, you know what? Tell Bezos that. Tell Elon Musk that. Come on now. This is not how you do it. All right? Somebody brought up something to me before the other day, which brings to mind, they told me about Hidden Figures. If you saw this movie, Hidden Figures, it's about when NASA was on a mission and they were using computers to calculate things and how to get it back to Earth. Meanwhile, they had these black women that worked there where they would never give credit to. And one of the black women, from her mind and from the work that she's done, was able to figure out the trajectory to get the astronauts back to Earth. After they had no other recourse, because nobody else in the room could figure it out, she gave the proof of work and said, here's the numbers. This is what can happen. This is what they finally said, okay. But here's the thing. They would not give her credit for it. They gave the credit to the boss. 2 reasons. 1, she's a minority, a black woman. 2, she's a woman, minority. 2 strikes against her, but they didn't want to give her credit for it. So the question is, when the situation comes to it, when you have to figure out the information and listen to the information and figure out if that information is worthwhile, does it really matter where it comes from and who said it? In reality, it doesn't, because those astronauts' life depended on that hidden figure that nobody knows about until they made the movie. So you got to think about information that you receive and where you get it from. You have to do your research too and figure out, okay, I'm down with that. But you don't dismiss the information based on who gave it to you. Your life could depend on it. That's all I have to say about that. Apple, maybe a good time to enter at 120. That's right, Curtis Davis. Thank you for putting that in. Najia Sar, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Time to get that bag, as they say. And I've been trying to get them bags for life. That's how everybody should be. You got to be a free agent for life. Najee Azar, thank you so much for being a member of the channel. I appreciate it. I see the logo next to your name. Thank you so much for your support. All right, Curtis Davis, Apple, maybe a good time to enter at 120. 5G is out. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, investments in stocks, the 5G play. You guys have heard me talk about this before. T-Mobile, by the way, is a good one. They don't give out dividends, but T-Mobile. And all of them, Verizon, AT&T. There's a ETF called F as in Frank, I, V as in Victor, G. That's an ETF. Apple is releasing their 5G phones. Well, guess what? Other companies are going to start releasing more 5G phones, and they're going to have to build out this infrastructure. So now you're going to find infrastructure companies. Ericsson is also a 5G play, and they give out dividends. I received dividends from Ericsson, ERIC. In fact, hold on. Let me go put this on the screen so people can see this. Since we're talking about stocks today, we're talking about investing. Here goes something that's very interesting. Let's go. Let's see here. Where's my screen. Okay, I see right now. That's not going to. Oh, I blew it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on real quick. I'm going to bring it up. I went to a different screen to show, but it's all right. We'll get there. All right, Ericsson. Look at this. Going down, in fact, in the last day. Down for some strange reason. I don't know why it's going down. But look, over the last year, slight drop in there, and then we come back up about 17%, but they give 1.49% on your money. Ericsson, outside of the country, they do 5G. They have phones. Nokia, the same thing, and even Nokia's even less. Look at this. Nokia stock's even less, $4. And they give 2.78% on your money right now. So even if you want to hold these for 5G play for a long time, long-term investment, they're in the 5G arena as well. So there's opportunities everywhere for 5G. All right, Silverman Fox, thank you. I'm 71 going for 72. Now learning the internet and YouTube for my FICO goal of 720 in a couple months. I'm the real proof to the saying, never too old to learn. That's right. I love this. Thank you so much, Silverman Fox. Exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Silverman Fox. You're signed up for exactly. This is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. He is in what you would call retire. He or she, actually. I don't know if it's a he or she. But Silverman Fox is in the retirement age of 71 going on 72. You don't know how long you're going to live. Silverman Fox could live to be 90, another 20 years, another 30 years. Are you going to have the income to live that long and enjoy your life? Because this is what we talked about before. Let's talk about this. Let me get back on screen. Let me talk about this. Because think about something. I gave a video out talking about Superman, right? And when are you Superman and Superwoman? When you're 18, when you're 25, when you're 35, when you're 45, you're thinking you're invincible. You're thinking the world's your oyster. But at the same time, most people at those ages, they are working 9 to 5. When it's Superman, Superwoman, Wonder Woman, you're like, oh, I'm going to trade that in for working. Isn't that kind of reverse? When you're 25, 35, 45 and under, don't you think that's when you should be like going around the world, globe trotting, doing whatever you can, when you can, because that's when you're at the peak of your health powers. Your health starts declining as you get older. So when they call this retirement at 65 or 62 or 60, that's nice. But the fact of the matter is you're no longer Superman, Superwoman. Your body isn't physically the same as when you're 25 and 30 years old and 35. Let's get real. Stop playing with yourself. So why are you sitting around going, well, I'll just get my 401k in here. I'll retire when I'm 60. You don't even know if you're going to live to be 60 or 65 or 70 for this matter. You don't know what's going to happen. So you might as well have fun and you might as well try to make money and a lot of it, or try to figure out a way that you can get away from your work enough hours to enjoy your life and make it worthwhile, because you want to have lots of stories. Don't you? You want to have a lot of stories where people are sitting there, I don't believe you. Trust me, I have that. People are like, I don't believe you. I can't, there's no way you could have done all this stuff. And then I have to break out pictures, the old-fashioned kind, because that's all you're going to have is Polaroids. Where I've printed up and I've, what do we call it? I can't remember the name of those, but there have been some videos that I produced that was work hard, play hard type of things. All right. So Silverman Fox, thank you for posting that up, and I'll post it again. It's never too late, ladies and gentlemen. Never too late to learn. Never too late to be humble. Never too late, because your future is longer than you would think. All right, EZ in the house. What are some business credit cards I can apply for? I just started a new business. EZ, you can't. It depends on what your personal credit score is. There are no business credit cards that you can apply for that's going to be without a personal guarantee. So your personal credit score is going to have to be nice. You can go see Spark, Capital One, Spark card, because they actually have 3 different Spark cards based on your personal credit score. So that's all I can tell you is go with them first for a new business. Nowadays, you're going to have to be in business 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, due to the pandemic. Just like I told you before, once things start getting worse economically, then your credit's going to matter more. Whether it's business or personal, they start doing things a little bit differently. They start saying, what's your revenue for your business? They're going to say, okay, are you earning $10,000 per month? $100,000 a year? Okay, that's your first step. What's your second step? How long you been in business? Oh, you can't. I've been in business 6 months. Okay, that may eliminate a lot of people. This is why I was saying last year, start your LLC. 2 years ago, start your LLC. Get it on record. Then now they're doing a personal guarantee because they want to check your personal credit score. Why? Because businesses are going out of business. Businesses are defaulting. So as more businesses default now, any new business they do, they want to make sure they're going to get their money back. So those are the reasons why being a new business and trying to get business credit card is going to be awfully hard. Hopefully, easy. You set up your Dun & Bradstreet, just went to nav.com and you got them to report to. But as far as getting a business credit card straight out the box, you're going to have to do a personal guarantee if it's a new business. Curtis Davis, thank you. Hidden Figures, excellent movie. Exactly. Samba Niang, how you doing this evening? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you for your support. George Maple, welcome to the live stream. Glad you're here this evening. And once again, another member of the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Howdy, Eric. I have 2 acres of land located in Shadow Lake subdivision. That's in Texas. Oh, Willis Point, Texas. Yeah. I had intended to build myself a 5,000 square foot home, but now I'm thinking I will do an investment build. George Maple, my man. That's exactly how you do it, man. An investment build. Do not build for yourself. Here's what you do. Wait a minute. Did you just say you had 2 acres? Sure. All I can say is 2 acres is a lot of acreage. In Texas, you could always get that changed over from residential to multi-zoned into commercial, residential. They're nice like that in Texas. So I wouldn't waste my time building my own house, especially a 5,000 square foot house. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to try and split that acreage up and say, hey, 1 acre, I'm going to put that custom commercial build on there. The other acre, I'll put my 5,000 square foot house on there. And then what I'm going to do is the money I have generated from that commercial end, that's what's going to pay for the $5,000 house. That's how you do it, George Maples. You know, use your assets to pay for your toys, not the other way around. Ladies and gentlemen, not speaking just to George Maple, but for everybody. What you're doing, America, is reversed. Most people in America, it's reversed. You get a job, you make more money, and then you get toys. You get like cars, you buy TVs, you buy refrigerators, you buy toys, workout gear, you buy stuff that doesn't generate you any money, and you go in debt to do it. You buy a house when all along all you had to do was buy an asset that generates income, and then now you have income coming in for something you don't have to work for, and you use that income to come in to pay for the house, the car, and all the toys. It shouldn't be. You don't go the other way first. But that's how you're taught in America. Go to school, get a job, get into debt. That's how it works. But that's not the way it should go. You should get into debt to get assets. That's about it. All right. Where can I get information on those hard building loans you speak of in Texas? George Maple, here's what you do. First thing, look up on the internet, Real Estate Investors Club or Real Estate Investors. Look it up in your area. Then you go to the meeting and you talk with people and commingle. Real estate's all about negotiations, and it's all about your friends, and it's all about people you know. And in those real estate investment clubs or investment meetings and things like that, you're going to run into people that do hard money loans. All right? It's pretty simple. Or Google and find out if anybody does hard money loans or construction loans. And there will be. I just don't know what their loan to value ratio is, and find out who will give you the, I don't know, let's say $200,000 at 12% for 12 months. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. There's a lot of people that have a lot of money right now, and they don't know where to put it because not everybody puts their money in the stock market. So they have cash sitting around, and they're willing to give $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 to somebody if it makes sense. So hopefully that helps you, George Maple. Tim Tradeline, welcome to the live stream. Glad you're here this evening. Thank you for being here. Oh, and by the way, I forget as usual, please hit the like button down below. Please hit the like button. And if you would like to subscribe and you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell. How can I forget? I always forget. 55 minutes in and I forgot to say click the bell and click the like button. Smash the like button. All right. What's up? What's the update on the new trade line you got coming? Tim Tradeline, I don't have a new update. It's basically 2 weeks from now. I talked to the owners yesterday. They said it might be done before that, but I'm still going to stick with 2 weeks because it was 3 weeks last week, 2 weeks now. So I'm going to stick with 2 weeks. So that's the only update I can give you right now. So hopefully it's sooner than that. A lot of people are chomping at the bit about it, and it's going to come in handy for a whole bunch of people. So thank you for asking, Tim Tradeline. AJ. So you were saying if I have an LLC for 2 years and revenue of $10,000 a month, I can get business credit? Yes, AJ. Check it. Go. Salt Lending had this thing about 600 personal credit score, $100,000 revenue, and 1 year in business. Salt Lending. And it depends on what they want to give you. It could be $50,000, $30,000, $100,000. I'm just using Salt Lending as an example, which you can go to Salt Lending, but there's a bunch of them. As long as you have that in place, your personal credit score is going to have to be a factor as well. It has to be 600 and up. And there's a bunch of people with that criteria. If you just Google business $10,000 a month, that's called revenue-based lending. You can do that as well. So it all depends. You're not going to get, PayPal. If the money comes through PayPal, for instance, that's a PayPal capital loan. They give you a loan. If that $10,000 a month came through PayPal, then you can go to PayPal and get a $20,000 loan or a $15,000 loan. So it all depends. Different people, different things. Homeowners Association won't allow most of the stuff you suggest. Oh, George Maple. Please tell me you didn't buy 2 acres in a HOA environment. Because if you did, this is going to be another lesson for everybody. If you're a real estate investor and you buy property in a homeowners association, you have to get approval from the board. And oftentimes they have an architectural committee, meaning the architectural committee has their own set of rules on the height you can build things, the lines, the easements, 20 feet from the road. 10 feet from the line of the property on the east and west side. Deep in the back of the property, 20-foot easements, things like that. Might have to put water in. They have their own rules when you're in an HOA. You can only paint a certain color. You can only put a certain type of shingles on. All kind of crazy nonsense. And like George Maple said, I'll put it up here so you guys can see what we're talking about when he says homeowners won't allow most of the stuff you suggest. He's right. HOA is not going to let you subdivide 2 acres. So lesson here is you do not buy anything in an HOA that you're trying to actually flip and change because the HOA blocks you. And you have no recourse other than to try and sue them to try to change it or get a variance and say, hey, can I get a variance? And now you're still left up to their decision. They might say no. And that's what happened to me in Clear Lake, California, at Clear Lake Riviera. When they told me no for 1 foot, my house, they had a 27-foot height variance on the center line. And the HOA, we go out there and they look around and I said, what's the problem? And they go, you're blocking somebody's view. And they were telling me I'm blocking somebody's view from a half a mile back. And I was like, shouldn't they have bought the lot up here then that has lake view? I'm like, what you talking about? And the worst part about that whole thing was the county of Clear Lake had a 29-foot height limit. So the homeowners association actually, their height limit was 2 feet lower, and they wouldn't give me a variance. So if the HOA wasn't even in there in the first place, I could have built my house. No problem, because I'd have been 1 foot under the county code. But because the HOA and the architectural committee has this BS 27-foot thing, I couldn't get a house built because they wouldn't give me a 1 foot clearance because my house was 28 feet high. So I'm just saying, I have a bad taste for HOAs all the way around. And in Florida, they have a whole bunch of homeowners associations when you buy these cheap condos, but then you find out they got this HOA stuff. And it's like, is it really worth it to live in the HOA community? Yes, the HOA community makes your house look nice. The yards are usually all uniform. The homes all are up. Everything up is kept up nice. But the bottom line is, if you're an investor, it can be hazardous to what you're trying to do because it's costing you more money to comply with stuff that the county doesn't even ask you for. So anyhow, that's all I have to say. Sorry about that rant, George Maples. But I just wanted to let you know, if you're in an HOA, then you got to go through the homeowners association and get approval. And the odds are they won't give you approval. But maybe they'll give you approval to turn into, like I said, they might give the approval to split it up. And as long as you keep it a residential or a duplex or a multifamily, maybe you can build a residential on 1 acre and a duplex or a multifamily on the 2 acres to generate that, multifamily money. That may be an option. Garcia, Tommy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I'm glad you like the info. If anybody has any questions, you can always ask here. We got no problems with that. All right. So Paradigm Shift, welcome to the live stream. The No Guru Zone in the house. Salute, my man. Thank you so much for being here this evening. All right. Heartfelt Music, thanks for the update. I won't be investing for the land in an HOA running the show. You got that right. Exactly. I'm telling you right now, don't do it, because if you're not just going to go and be happy with their normal scenario and what they want built there, you can look around and drive through the neighborhood and you can tell whenever there's an HOA, people have similar colors, similar roof colors, similar lawn care, similar type cuts to their bushes. Everything's got to be almost neat and uniform. So if you're thinking that you're going to roll up in there and be like, well, I got enough money, I can do whatever I want, you better think again, because HOA will sue you. They will sue you too. And I'll use the same story. Clear Lake Riviera, a guy actually, he built the house against HOA and architectural committee. They sued him. And then he had to countersue. He wasted more money than it cost to build his house. Made no sense. Crazy. Nasiri Ali, peace and blessings to you as well. Thank you so much for being here on the live stream. I appreciate your support by being here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can learn a lot of things when you start talking about real estate, when you start talking about stocks. But the most important thing is, are you going to invest in yourself? That's the most important thing. Because a lot of people think working 9 to 5 and only having that earned income stream, one stream of income, is going to be enough. In the old days, when you could get a job working for a Boeing or working for a Lockheed or working for airlines and things like this, you may work for 25, 30 years, work for the school system, be a fireman and things like this. Yeah, you would have a pension. There'd be no problem. But in this day and age, you just never know what's going to happen with the global economy. And the more that things are moving towards the internet, where you can click buttons and do Zoom calls, and we can do these live streams on the internet like this, that means you don't have to go to an office. You don't have to even interact with people, and you can get food delivered. You can get clothes delivered. You can get everything delivered without even talking to anybody. This is a paradigm shift in itself. So these are the things that you have to think about, and this is where you should be moving toward if you're going to start doing something yourself, investing in yourself. You have to start taking advantage of these opportunities. And if you're not going to take advantage of these opportunities, like I said in a recent video, you're going to be left behind because you're not going to be able to make enough money to keep up. So even though you might be making $50,000 a year right now, inflation has already eaten away year over year what the $50,000 can buy. If you had a $50,000 in cash, you can't buy the same thing that you could buy last year. You're going to buy less because of inflation. And next year, the $50,000 is going to be worth less than it is now. So if you're not making more money, then you're going to be left behind 5 years, 10 years from now. You're going to go, what happened? So that's why you have to generate income all the time from now on. Don't be complacent. This is why I started the channel, because I want you to understand you can make a lot of money, or at least plan to make a lot of money. Don't be complacent going, well, I make $75,000 a year, I'll be all right. You just never know. If the pandemic hasn't taught anyone anything, you may not be making any money if you're one of the 60 million people that's been laid off. So just keep these kind of things in mind. All right. What else can we talk about this evening? We talked about the $10,000 trade line. We talked about investing in real estate. We talked about investing in stocks. We talked about investing in yourself. What else can we talk about? Because this is an open forum where you can ask any question that you want. Just wanted to help someone motivate themselves, say Silverman Fox. Yes, thank you for your input on that. Because Silverman Fox said, I'm a firm believer it's never too late. Even if you're 71, 72, 73, 75, never too late to learn. Because the way things are now, most people are kind of healthier. You could live to be 90, 95 easily. This retirement thing of 60 something and then you're off, off the reservation thinking that you're done, and then your retirement money that's coming in doesn't beat inflation. You're losing, and nobody's hiring somebody who's 70 years old, 67 years old. You're on the downside of your economic prowess. You don't get to sit here and go, okay, I'm going to go out here and get a job and somebody's going to pay me $120,000 a year when I'm 71. That's not going to happen unless I was a CEO or a big time player in the financial industry or something like that. I might be able to get on the board of some company who's going to send me $100,000 a year check. But for me, but we're going back to the workforce. If I'm 71, 75, nah, that's not going to happen. They're looking like, why aren't you retired? So just keep those things in mind. And who else? If I'm that age anyhow, I don't want to work 40, 45 hours a week somewhere. That's crazy. But at least Silverman Fox is saying, I'm still willing to learn and I'm still willing to do something. Because again, Silverman Fox knows one thing. He's breathing today. Tomorrow wakes up breathing again, he or she, I don't know, and could be doing this for the next 20 years. So why not get into something else? You never know when you're going to expire. Easily, people are going to live to 80, 90, 100 years old now. People take better care of themselves than they have over the last 50 years. So age is just a number at this point. Inflation, taxes, eating OC's income. That's right. Ordinary citizen is an OC. And inflation and taxes is taking your money, ladies and gentlemen. Think of it this way. I work at $50,000 a year, and you go to the IRS and you run your taxes every year, and you're sitting there like, hey, yeah, I made 50K. And they're like, hey, where's our 15? Where's our 15,000? You're like, what the hell's going on here? 15,000. That means now I'm down to 35,000 that I actually really made. Right. People don't think of these kind of things. And that's only $3,000 a month when you turn around and look at it. It's not a lot. Curtis Davis chimed in, many people living to 100. That's exactly right. As you eat better, as you sleep better, as air is cleaner, water is cleaner, food is cleaner, now all of a sudden your body is not going to absorb all these toxic chemicals for 50 years. So therefore, you're going to live longer. And more people are working out, taking care of their bodies. That's why Peloton, like Curtis Davis mentioned before, that's why Peloton is going to work in prices, and that's why in-home workout is going to work even better than before. All right. Got to get some water here, ladies and gentlemen. We've been doing this for over an hour. And once again, please hit the like button. And if you like what we're talking about here, check out some of the videos and subscribe to the channel. And we do have something new. Hold on. This is something that is unbelievable. I got to give a shout out to every subscriber and everybody who watches the videos here at Stop Struggling Now, because this is unbelievable what they've done now. I couldn't believe this. I just found out about this yesterday. So I just, wait, what's going on here? Okay. I just can't, let's see. I kind of messed up. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I can show my own channel on YouTube. Let's see. It's saying no channel videos. Huh. Well, we'll see here in a second. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. User. Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me a few minutes. Well, not a few minutes. Give me 15 seconds. Interesting. There's like a spammer. Somebody has a username. This is interesting. Very interesting. Huh. Wow. All right. I'm going to have to get out of this for a second. I see. I was trying to go to the channel, but I'm going to show you this in a second. I'm pretty sure I'll get there. Okay. Very interesting. Find out something new every day. All right. Now we're at the channel. All right. All right. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you something. This is, I found this out yesterday. Once again, thanks to you, the subscribers, the people who are supporting the channel by becoming members of the channel. Thanks to you by watching the ads and the advertisements when they come up at the beginning and the end of the video. They've added an applaud button here. This is another way to support the channel, almost like a super chat, almost like a super sticker, almost like a donation, and it is a donation. There's only certain channels that now have an applaud button here if you're on your laptop or your desktop, they tell me. So I'm not signed in, so it won't show what comes up. But there's an applaud button where you can actually donate like $2, $5, and it goes up like 3 or 4 different. This is awesome. This is awesome. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say, because we only have 7,400 subscribers, and YouTube and Google are giving us features that channels that supposed to have 30,000, 20,000, 30,000 and more, they're giving us features on our channel for me to monetize the Stop Struggling Now channel. So this is kind of awesome. So I have to say thank you, everybody who supports the channel and who watch the videos and who become members. I just can't believe it. Every time I turn around, I'm getting these upgrades from YouTube simply because of you. So thank you so much. All right, Tommy Garcia, open up a business is the best way to have a second line of credit other than your own. Exactly. Not only do you get a second line of credit, I went over this before in a video I've done about a month ago, where what people don't understand is the more money a person makes, it switches from that they only own a house and they have a 401k. Now, if you go, that's like $100,000 to like $500,000. When a person is worth like $1 million, all of a sudden it starts shrinking the values. The home value starts shrinking, and what they're picking up for that $1 million is businesses. So now the business starts going from this much, and it starts expanding and getting wider by this much. And then the sliver for the home starts shrinking down. You own more property, you own more real estate, you own more businesses versus what your assets are worth when you only are worth 100,000, 300,000. There's a big difference. They own a lot of businesses. And that's why they don't care about real estate. That's why they'll rent places all over the country, 10,000, 5,000, 20,000. Do you know how many people who make $10 million a year live in like Southern California, in LA area, and they're renting homes for $10,000, $15,000 a month? Go look at Zillow and go look at rents for LA, and you're going to be shocked. People are paying this $20,000, $15,000, $10,000. And you're saying they could own a house easily. They can own $1 million house, but they'd rather live in a $5 million house and pay $10,000 a month. And you got to ask yourself why. The reason why? They have businesses that are generating $100,000 a month. So they don't care. They're just like, why should I pay taxes on this? I don't really care about this $10,000. I'm making money while I sleep, and it's $100,000 a month. So do I really care if I'm going to pay $10,000 a month to somebody that I don't have to worry about anything? Taxes on the house. I don't have to worry about upkeep, maintenance, nothing. I just show up. So what? And that's the beauty of running your own business. This is where you want to be in life, that your assets are paying for your lifestyle, not the other way around. You're not using credit to pay for your lifestyle. You're using assets to pay for your lifestyle. All right. What do you think about Biden's tax plan? R. Clay, unfortunately, I have not read Biden's tax plan because I'm guessing, but I'll read it. Talk to me next Friday because I'm going to run a video. We'll do a live stream next Friday, R. Clay, and I'll let you know what I think about Biden's tax plan at that time. All I know is it can't be any worse than a $2 trillion tax cut, which only helped the rich. I know there's no tax cut coming, and I know, oh, hey, R. Clay, I do know this. If you make $400,000 or more, which is 1%, is actually less than 1% of the population makes $400,000 or more. Less than 1%. In fact, I believe it's 0.1% makes $400,000 or more. They're going to be taxed more. Not people who make less than $400,000. All right, I do know that, and then that is in the plan. I do know that, so I like that. But I'll let you know next week what I think about the Biden's plan. All right, and we can talk about a little politics next week as we get 2 weeks out from the election, November 3rd, if people want to. All right, Silverman Fox, I'm a 71-year-old, survived the COVID-19, 2 weeks in hospital, 2 months confinement at home. Wow. Oh, my God. That is awesome. And all healthcare workers, thank you so. Wow, I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad you made it through, Silverman Fox. That is awesome to hear. Garcia Tommy with the thumbs up. Appreciate. Now getting a fix and flip with MMD. Will be doing most of the work myself. Plumbing, electrical, AC. Guys, just do it. Silverman Fox giving out the motivation. That's right. Silverman Fox just came out of COVID-19, 71 years old, and he's saying, I'm doing a fix and a flip with no money down. Oh, my God. I love it. Great job, man. Great job. And you're putting in some of your own work for it. That creates a little bit more cash flow for you. A little bit more profit when you don't have to pay contractors. Beautiful work. That is awesome. That's exactly what I'm talking about. No sense in sitting around, generating revenue, being able to have a little fun, doing what you want to do. That's what it's about. This is awesome to hear, Silverman Fox. Great job. I remember when I started my business, I acquired $65K in business credit in 3 months with no personal guarantee. Garcia Tommy. Exactly. But you didn't start your business 3 months ago, did you? Exactly. If you started your business outside of up until this year, there was ways to get credit with no PG because I did the videos on it for business. But in the last year, they done changed up because, businesses are going out of business. What can you say? So anyhow, great job, Garcia, Tommy. R. Clay, fact indeed. That's right. The only fact I have for the Biden plan, and I like it. Because let's face facts, ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to talk about taxes, if you decided that you're going to give $2 trillion tax cut, who's going to pay for that $2 trillion? Your great-great-grandkids, you, and your great-great-great-grandkids. That it's basically as soon as you come out of anybody that comes out of the womb automatically has a $15,000, $20,000 IOU on their head because of a $2 trillion tax cut. Who's going to pay for it? And then when you say, hey, I'm going to give you $2 trillion of stimulus money, and then you find out most of the stimulus money went to the top 10 percenters, and then who's going to pay for that? You, me, and everybody else that pays taxes. When you guys going to get this? When they do the next stimulus that's going to come out in about 30 days, 2-3 weeks from now. Who's going to pay for that? It's not going to be the top 10 percenters. That's the point. They get away with murder because they're going to have the write-offs because everything they're doing is running through an LLC or a business or a corporation or an S-corp or offshore for that matter. So if you want to be a top 10 percenter, which is what we're trying to be here, which is what you should strive to be, then that means you need to set up LLCs and corporations. So you don't have to pay 24% on your money, that you're going to pay 15% or none at all. By the way, speaking of taxes, let me get something up because a lot of people form an LLC. There's two things you can do when you pay yourself. You can cut yourself a check and call it salary, okay? Or you can cut yourself a check and call it a W-2, which means now you're going to be paying a W-2, you're going to be paying around 20%. Now keep in mind, let's just say for the sake of argument, I'll use $100,000, right? The LLC has $100,000 that they received this month. I'll just use a month just to keep things simple. And that's the LLC. The LLC is a separate entity, but it passes through to the person. But me as the owner, I could say, you know what? I'm going to run off of a check every month, and I'm going to pay myself this month. I'm going to pay myself $1,200. All right. So every month I have a W-2. I'm getting paid, processing. Here's his $1,200 check from his salary. Right now, I can also write myself a $1,200 check that says it's a draw. They're not taxed the same, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? That's all I can tell you because I'm not a tax attorney, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're not taxed the same. One is going to be taxed at whatever the rate. In fact, the $1,200, if I pay myself $1,200 a month, that's going to be below the taxable rate. So I'm going to pay like $400 or nothing at all because that's less than, what is that, $15,000 a year. Meanwhile, that $1,200 that I did a draw on, that goes into another bucket. So these are the reasons why a person who makes a lot of money, they do things differently due to our tax laws. So anyhow, just wanted to throw that in there. Mr. Silverman Fox, finally, Mr. Silverman Fox, thank you. Yes, Tommy Garcia was talking about 3 years, right, exactly. 2017, no PG, no problems. 65K in business credit in 3 months, all doable. But for everybody that's starting out now, you can't duplicate what Garcia Tommy's been able to do. The landscape is totally different. Thank you so much, Garcia Tommy. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'm helping out a lot of people, but please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Please smash the like button so we can get a lot of people watching this down the road for the YouTube algorithms. And last week's video, I got to say, I don't know what was going on with YouTube. They exploded it all over YouTube. The most views ever within a 24-hour period was that video. It was surprising. So thank you again, everybody who comes here to these live streams and you watch the, like I say, you sign up as a member. You gave me super chats like Heartfelt Music. You've donated by joining and becoming a supporter of the channel. And now we have that applaud button if you have desktop where you can actually donate that way too. So now I'm monetizing the channel even more. It's unbelievable. So I want to thank you thank you so much. Heartfelt Music, excellent info as always. Thanks, Stop Struggling Now. Thank you, man. Once again, Heartfelt Music, thank you for being, he's got that logo next to his name. Thank you for being a subscriber and a member of the channel. And I appreciate you donating to the channel this week, just like you did last week. Thank you so much. And again, if anybody has any questions, you can always ask. And if you don't feel like you can ask, after this is over, there's a comment section down below. You can ask in the comment sections. And as of right now, I usually answer all comments on all videos. Even if somebody sees a video that I did 6 months ago and does a message there, I still answer it, just so you know. All right? You can always send me a message or an email at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com anytime. And I'll send you back a message, an email within 24 hours, 48 hours max, because sometimes I'm traveling a day. And if you want to call traveling. And by the way, I'm getting ready to make a video about something. In fact, I think it's, let me see if I have something sitting here on my desk. Oh, I do. So, in fact, I haven't made the video because I didn't really know if I wanted to. But since we're here tonight and we're an hour and a half in, I'm gonna give a little something that happened. My advice to everyone is get your credit repaired. That's right. Get your credit repaired and set your goals for above 700, and you will see. That's exactly right, Garcia Tommy. Thank you so much. Preaching to the choir. That's right. That's what I've been saying. Get your personal credit score up, because that unlocks one thing. Then you get your business credit also started. That unlocks 2 ways that you can take advantage of using credit, which I call other people's money, because that's what credit is, using the bank's money. And you use that bank's money to do investments into assets that makes you more money. It's a beautiful cycle. This is why the top 10 percenters get to stay top 10 percenters, because they have all these in place. Thank you so much, Garcia Tommy. Appreciate that. Be your own boss, guys. Exactly. That's right. Heartfelt Music. Thanks, Tommy. I'm working on it now. Yes, sir. Exactly. So anyhow, I just wanted to bring this up. I didn't make a video on this, which I should have when I was at the ATL. So I'll just do it right now. So when I was leaving the ATL a few weeks back, and I was flying back to Florida, I was taking American Airlines. So I'm on American Airlines, no big deal, just ordinary citizen. And I get to the airport, and I have all notifications on my phone. But I get to the airport, and the next thing I know, my flight, I don't know the exact time. Let's just call it 5 p.m. My flight was leaving at 5 p.m. Next thing you know, it says 5:30. Okay, that's no big deal. I change over flights. I believe it was in Charlotte, and I had like an hour and 15 minutes. So the 30-minute delay was no big deal. But then they changed it to an hour delay, which now meant you're in jeopardy of not being able to switch your flight. So then they canceled the flight altogether. So now they tell people, hey, come up here, and we got to talk to you about rerouting you, and they're going to reroute through Dallas and then get back down to Florida like sometime like it's 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Now they're talking about getting into Florida like 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning. And you got to go through Dallas. And if you're delayed in Dallas, then you're going to be stuck in Dallas. So then I'm thinking, man, that's not going to work for me at all. So they have two guys. One guy is two agents at the desk. So what happens? As normal, people start freaking out. So people come up to the counter with before me and start, you know what people do, pounding on the desk. They start going, hey, I can't make my flight in Charlotte. That means I got to go through Dallas. Are you guys going to, people start freaking out. Are you going to put me up overnight? You're going to give me some money? You're going to, all kind of crazy nonsense, right? People are freaking out. Meanwhile, I get up and the guy says, hey, Eric, or doesn't say, hey, Eric. I get up and he's like, where you going? I say, I'm going down to Fort Myers. He's like, okay, you can't make your flight. What about Dallas? I was like, nah, that's not going to work, man. I heard what's happening with that. So he's like, hey, can you leave tomorrow? So I'm sitting there like, I could possibly leave tomorrow. That's no big deal. I can do that. No biggie. And then I say, well, sometimes you can do flights where you can fly to one destination and then because it doesn't actually officially work as a one-way, maybe you can just fly me to one destination and then use a different flight because they partner with Delta and then fly me on another airline to Florida. So he starts looking around because I'm not pounding on the desk going, hey, man, what's going on? What you going to do for me? What's this, that, and the other? I'm just like, yeah, no big deal. If it works out, we're good, man. Just do what you can do and then just let me know how we do it. So he actually takes the time. The guy next to me, 3 or 4 people come up there. He handles 3 or 4 people. Meanwhile, this guy is sitting there because I'm patient, not pounding, not doing nothing, just like chilling. He's like, oh, let me see what I can find for you. So after a while, he goes, hey, so you don't mind about going tomorrow, right? And then I said, no. He goes, well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do something. You don't mind going through Chicago, do you? So go from Atlanta to Chicago down to Fort Myers. I said, nah, I'm fine with that. So you know what he does? He says, I'm doing something special for you. Here's what he did for me. Check this out. See this? In case you can see it, notice at the bottom, first, 1E is the first seat on the plane in the E seat. That's first class. The guy put me in first class. No additional cost, no nothing, because of the good karma where I was sitting there just chilling out saying, hey, man, no worries. I understand. It's not your fault. It's cool. It's all good. We'll just work it out however it works. The guy was kind enough to put me in first class without even me doing anything. No upgrade costs, no nothing. So the point of the story is you have to give out good karma. You always have to stay calm, even in a bad situation. You just never know what's going to happen in life. And so therefore, be humble, be kind whenever you can, because you never know when there's going to be good karma. And for me, that was good karma, because that flight from Chicago, that little roundabout flight, it made it so much nicer. A 2-hour flight turned into a 6, but who cares at this point? Is the whole point. So good karma, always be humble, always be kind if you can, because you never know when the karma is going to come back to you. You always put out good karma, even in the worst of times. All right. So that's the story for the evening on how the good karma turned into good karma for me. So this is why I've always given out information for free. This is why I've always tried to help people. This is why this is the no guru zone, because I don't feel it's right that I'm sitting up here saying I make money. I make a lot of money. I have a big house. I have a fancy car, but I'm sitting here telling you to buy a course or buy something from me. And I've always said, why is it that the guys who are showing me all these fancy cars, homes, and all this are the first ones to sit there and say, send me your money? I thought you were already rich. Why you need my money is what I'll always say. So this is the no guru zone. If you need to know something, you can always hit me up and ask a question, comment down below, ask it in chat. Not going to ask you to to pay for some big time courses and for consultations and anything like that. So if you want to know something, just ask. Lolo, good evening. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to see you this evening. Thank you again for being here. Definitely right. Stay in that positive vibe. Exactly. Silverman Fox. So you know, waiting for Tomo, get credit, One Total, Fingerhut, Credit Strong, Self-Builder, waiting for your primary. Well, get a pledge loan from one bank, then take it to another, get another pledge. Whoa, Silverman Fox, you're using some of that old school, the old school method. When we used to do our bank relations, where I'd roll into one bank and give them like 50, roll into another bank, give them like 20, and then tell one of the other banks, hey man, can I borrow like 20 and roll it into another bank? And yeah, that's how we used to do it. The money actually worked for ourselves. So then we would have banking relationships, because when the old days, if you had 20, 30, $50,000 in a bank, the bank people would be like, okay, every time this guy comes in, we know who he is, which is similar to, like, I always use the Chase private banking now, where you need like 200,000 before you can get a private banker is the new thing now. But yes, Silverman Fox, that's how we used to do it. A little more money never hurts. That's for sure. That's exactly right. We need those eight streams of income, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we do this. We need 8 streams of income. 8 streams of income. Earned income is one. That's when you work for another person or you work a job. You're getting that W-2 money. All right? Dividend income or capital gains, investment incomes. Those are all. Dividend income is capital gains. Real estate, buy and flipping real estate, that is capital gains. You sell your house after 15 years, the appraised value, let's say your house is 300, you sell it for 6. The $300,000 profit is called capital gains. You owe 15% on that to tax. Okay, some of it's exempt though, like up to $250 exempt. 250K is exempt, so that means what? 50K you're going to owe tax on. It's exempt only if you buy another property. Okay, so that's how you do it. All right. The other income streams, royalty income. If you're in the music business and write for music, you sing for music, you produce, you make the music, you're getting checks. If it's still being played and it's still being streamed. So these are the kind of things that you look for. All right. Those are streams of income. Streams of income are such things as this. You do affiliate marketing. So like down below in the description, you sign up with My Jewelers Club or New Coast Direct to improve your credit score. I get a commission check. That is a stream of income. When you refer another person to Robinhood, there's a link down below with Robinhood and Webull. All of you should have Robinhood and Webull and share your link with other people. You will get a free share of stock. That's affiliate marketing. That's another stream of income. Monetize yourself. These are streams of income that you cannot ignore in the 2020 era. If you know what's going to happen in 2021 and beyond, please let me know. The future is unknown, but you do know today and tomorrow that you have a way that you can get out information to people and share it with other people, and you can reap the rewards called referral marketing and affiliate marketing. Social media marketing. Why not do that? Invest in yourself. All right. That's right, Silverman Fox. Got to teach a little bit. As always, Mr. Evans, welcome to the live stream. Glad to see you here this evening. Thank you for 100% facts. And you got that little icon next to your name, which means you're a member of the channel. Thank you so much for your support this evening and being a member of the channel. Larry Rowe, welcome to the live stream. That's right. Old school, always there. Learn from the past. Exactly. Learn from the past, because the past, if you know the past and you learn from the past, and that also means when some newfangled thing comes out and you're sitting there looking at it, you're going, I could do it a little bit a different way. And you can merge the two together. Old school plus new school equals you never know what success you're going to have. I love it. Garcia, the best one is residual income. Exactly. Residual income. That's what we always talk about. That's why I like investing in stocks that have dividends, because you know that you're going to get something like AT&T, which is T as in Tom, is the symbol. They give out 7.5% on your money right now. That's all I can tell you, right? There's a bunch of other companies that give out dividends as well. So why not Maine? I got Maine sent me an MAIN sent me something saying they cut me a dividend check every 3 months. Good, GOOD, cuts me a dividend check every month. Prospect Capital, PSEC, cuts a dividend check every month. And by the way, Good, PSEC, they're in double digits, 12, 13%. Maine is 10% on my money. Just saying, you can earn 10% or more on your money, ladies and gentlemen. Just use your money to make money. Don't go the other way around. Hakuna Matata. That's right. I need a new high trade line. Larry Rowe. Go to stopstrugglingnow.com/AU-trade lines. That's where you go to see the trade line. 5% off, by the way, if you order before Monday. I'll put it in the chat box. 5% off on AU trade lines if you order by Monday, October 19th, before midnight. You can go there, click the column, the credit limit column, click that, and it'll take you from high to low. But there you go. That's in the chat room, so you should see it. All right? And then hit me up. And everybody, if you need an AU trade line, keep in mind, I need to see your credit report to just double check to make sure that you need to invest in an AU trade line. Because oftentimes, an AU trade line only stays on your credit report 3 months. And so if you can get a primary trade line, then you would want a primary trade line to stay on there longer. Also got Kickoff. Every bit helps. Yes, Kickoff, I've heard of it. It's a small amount, but hey, like Silverman Fox says, every bit of as many accounts that you can put on your credit report that show on-time payment, that's what you need. So if we're going to start talking about that, then let me see if I can garner up something else that I can actually add here to help people with soft inquiries. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Interesting. Give me a second, and I will see if I can find some. I don't know if I can. I was going to try to find some previous videos that I did the soft inquiries. But if you can do the shopping cart trick where you can get your soft inquiry credit cards where they do no hard inquiry, then that way you can add more on-time payments, debt utilization. So you can search the channel, go to the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel and do a search and put in no hard inquiry, and there'll be some videos that come up that shows you how to do soft inquiry shopping cart trick where you can get Victoria's Secrets and or Overstock. It works 50% of the time, but you have to be in incognito mode. All right. And you have to actually incognito mode using Chrome, and you actually have to shop on the site for 5 minutes at least, just like you're normally shopping. And then you want to load up over $100 into the shopping cart. You do not have to buy anything. You just have to go through the process like you're purchasing, and you hope the pop-up screen comes up. If the pop-up screen does not come up, then that means it didn't work for you. But like I said, it works 50 to 60% of the time. So not everybody gets approved that way. So hopefully that helps out. All right. Can you keep paying for the trade lines to continue reporting even after the 90 days? Heartfelt Music. I forgot to mention that, and you are absolutely correct. Yes, you can, but it's not after. Here's how it works. Because it drops off at 90 days, you would have to make that decision before 45 days before, because remember, it reports the following month. So you have until like 30 to 45 days to try to do the extension at that time. And usually you pay half of whatever the trade line was. You pay half to extend it an extra 90 days. So thank you for asking, because I actually forgot about that little feature. It does exist. I forgot. Most people just need it temporarily, but that is correct. Any AU you buy from me, you have 30 days to 45 days to extend it. After that time, you no longer can extend it. Thank you for asking that. Appreciate it, Heartfelt Music. All right, Nasir Ali, if you have a partnership LLC, when writing check to pay yourself from your business checking account, do you have to write on it draw or salary? Yes. Or you can just write pay advice on it. No. Don't let the IRS be confused. You write it on there, whether that's your salary or whether it's a draw. A partnership LLC might be a dividend as well. So don't just keep it ambiguous. Make sure that you write on there whether it's salary or draw or dividend. Because if the IRS ever comes knocking, you want to be specific. You don't want them to go, well, see, you didn't write down here, so we're taking this as earned income, or we're taking this as income coming in, so you got to pay tax. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you write on there exactly what you want it to be. And also opt in. That's right, Garcia Tommy. You got to opt in on them. That's right. That sounds good. I will keep that in mind when I buy some of your trade lines. Thank you, Heartfelt Music. I appreciate it. Have you ever heard of hot and cold assets? If so, can you get no? Never heard of hot and cold in that. I don't know what that is, quite frankly. Never heard of it. Hold on. Never heard of hot. I'll Google it. Or business assets. Hot assets or business assets. I don't know what cold assets are. Nobody's saying anything about cold. The tax costs of hot assets. Cold assets can keep others hot. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what you actually mean by that. I have never heard of that terminology. Because I think of assets as anything that generates income while you're sleeping. So again, if you like when I did the still have Airbnb, for instance, and I bought timeshares to run the Airbnb, to me that's an asset because I make money at any given time when somebody books the property. So that's an asset. I don't have to work for it myself. So I call that a hot asset. I don't know what their terminology is for hot assets, but I'll tell you one thing. I don't count a home, for instance, as an asset because I'm paying the mortgage on it. I only count a home as an asset when somebody else is paying the bill. So just want to keep it straight on what I consider a hot asset versus cold asset. I would consider a house like a cold asset. So again, I don't know the terminology, what they mean by it, though. Garcia Tommy says he's never heard of it as well. If anybody's ever heard of hot and cold assets, please let us know. The disproportionate distribution of hot or cold assets under Section 751B. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that. I've never heard of that. I keep seeing hot, but nobody in the quick. Oh, IRC Section 751 treatment of hot assets. That was like in a partnership. Yeah, I'm not into what that actually means. It has something to do with the 751. But again, that's something I don't know about at all. But I've never ran across it. One Wish 22, thank you for being here this evening. I appreciate your support. Keep up the good work. Question is, Penn Fed good if you can't get into Navy Federal? Question is, Penn Fed good if you can't get into Navy Federal? Penn Fed's fine, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Everybody's almost the same. There's a bunch of credit unions trying to get in on accepting people. So Penn Fed's just as good as anyone else. DCU, there's a referral. They give a higher rate up to $1,000 in the account. They give like 5-6% interest on your money from 0 to 1,000. After 1,000, 1,001, that $1 over 1,000 and over, they only give like 0.025%. But for your first $1,000, they give you 6% on your money. All right, Heartfelt's going to help us out with the hot asset rule. Let's see. Section 715B provides that in certain circumstances, a distribution of property or money can result in the recognition of gain or loss to the recipient partner and or partnership. That explains it. I never do partnerships. So it seems like it's a partner situation. And that would be capital gains if it's a gain. A loss could be written off against your partnership. So again, I'm not familiar with the hot and cold assets with the Section 7151B. All right. They have high limit credit cards pulled from Experian. Thank you so much. That is PenFed. That is correct. PenFed, they have high limit credit cards and they pull from Experian. So if your Experian credit score is 700 or above, then PenFed's going to give you a nice $15,000, $20,000 credit card. All right. One Wish. Thank you. I appreciate it. Again, thank you for being here. One Wish 22. Sorry, not Experian. Equifax. Oh, Equifax, even better. PenFed searches on Equifax. That's even better. That is awesome. Thank you for that, Garcia Tommy. I appreciate your input. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you never know what kind of input you're going to get in here on the chat room. Look at this. Heartfelt Music gives us this hot and cold assets I've never heard of. Section 751B, which has to do with partners and partnership. So that's something to go find out about as well. And then Garcia Tommy let us know PenFed pulls from Equifax. So if you have a 700 plus credit score, sign up with PenFed, then start looking at some of their loan products, whether it's credit cards, whether it's refi, whether it's car loans, mortgages, whatever the case may be. You may never know that you might have a better deal with PenFed versus other people. So once again, thank you everybody for being here this evening. And please hit the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, then please hit the subscribe button, because this is the kind of information I explain in videos, and we go from there. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask tonight. And if anybody sees this after the live stream, down below in the comments, you can always ask a question and I'll answer. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap this up in about the next 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have any questions, let us know. You can ask them right now. But let me think. I'm trying to figure out if there's any investment type deals that we can think about right now, because everybody is pretty much on the forefront, because Tesla and Apple and Amazon and all these guys have went up in price over the last 5-6 months in an astronomical number. So the stock market is on the forefront of everybody's mind. All I can say is there will be stimulus money. Stimulus money means the top 10 percenters get more free money. Sure, the people might get $1,200, $1,500, might get $600 a week for 4 months, but the big boys are going to be getting $1 million, hundreds of millions, 25 billion, things like that out of this 1.8 or $2 trillion stimulus package that's coming. And they're going to put the money where? Into the stock market. That's where 92% of the stock market is owned by the top 10 percenters. So they're going to do whatever it takes to increase the value of the stock market. So what can you do? You can invest in index funds, VT, SAX, for instance. You can invest in VOO, VTI. All these kind of things are index funds, which they have been earning like over 10% for the last 10 years, but we've been on a bull run, as they call it. Stocks have been going up since 2009. So that's a long time. All right. Signature Visa up to 100K limit at PenFed. Thank you. Thank you, Garcia Tommy. Appreciate that info. What happened to the new 10K trade line? Sheldon Miles, 2 weeks, my man. Well, I don't know if it's going to be 2 weeks. They haven't actually said. I talked to them yesterday. They said things are coming along nicely. It could be before 2 weeks, but I'm just going to say it's going to be 2 weeks from now or less. So stay tuned. I'll let you know. Garcia, Tommy, real estate. Invest in real estate too, ladies and gentlemen. This is the lowest interest rates right now. And if you have a home or any asset that you can refi right now, then please refi. Get that lower rate. If you have a 3.9% and you can go down to 2.9 or 2.5, do it. You'll lower your payment, or you can cash out and use your money on the refi to invest in another asset that makes money. And you use the money from that new asset you got to pay down on your current asset that you just refied. This is how you keep going and keep going and keep going and using other people's money to get assets. That's what you want to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up. We're almost up on the 2-hour mark. 1 hour, 55 minutes. And I want to thank you for being here this Friday evening. Once again, instead of out popping bottles, wasting money, instead of out there shopping and buying clothes that go down in value, buying tennis shoes, buying TVs, all this stuff that go down in value, you are spending your time with me this evening. So I want to thank you very much. And I want to thank you again for giving out those super chats from Heartfelt Music. I want to thank you all for being members of the channel who's been here this evening. And thank you all for your support and watching the videos. And please share the videos, because these videos can help other people. Because as you know, we only have 7,400 subscribers. When I put out a video, only about 1,300 or 1,400 people get notification. I see it in the back office. That's what YouTube tells me. So therefore, all 7,000 people do not get the video. So you got to keep these kind of things in mind. And there's other people who will never see the video. So any sharing that you do can help other people. And make sure you sign up for your Robinhood and Webull. The links are down below. Make sure you sign up and then share your link. Go to that free stock link on both apps, and then you will see options so you can share your link with your friends, your family, and on your social media. Because remember, every time somebody gets a free share of stock, you get a free share of stock. So this is another way to build up assets just by sleeping, just by posting up on social media, just by a phone call, telling your brother, your sister, your mother, your dad, whoever, and say, get your free share of stock. Even if you don't invest in the stock market, who cares? Get your free share of stock. So these are the kind of things that you're going to want to do. All right. Thank you so much, Heartfelt. Glad everybody's learning, just like you, learning some gems. I appreciate it. That's how we do it every week. You never know what gems are going to come up because we have so much input from people in the chat and people that are watching the live stream. So this is pretty awesome as usual. So I'm going to begin to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for being here once again this evening, and I appreciate your support. So be safe, wear a mask when you're out and about with people. Be safe because, as we always say, your health is part of your wealth. So therefore, try not to be sick. Sure, you might get sick, but don't just volunteer. Put a mask on. Make sure you have wash your hands. Make sure you keep safe. Stay your distance away from people until this thing gets under control. All right? I will definitely need a CPA ASAP, even though my business is brand new and haven't made money yet. Nasir Ali, make the money first, then you can worry about the accountant and CPA. All right? That's the least of your worries. What you want to do is have revenue coming in first, then you can worry about it. But just pay yourself, like I said, even if you don't have a CPA, when you pay yourself, just make sure, just say this is your salary, and then do a draw, then you get a CPA and let them figure out the rest. All right? Garcia, thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Tommy Reiser, thank you. Thanks for all you do, Eric. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you once again for being a member of the channel. I see that icon next to your name, Tommy Reiser or Timothy Reiser. Appreciate it. And for everybody else watching the live stream, thank you so much for your support. And again, thank you. And as you know, we always end this with, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. This is why I have to talk about investing. This is why we have to talk about making extra money and getting streams of income in here, because nobody's coming to save you. And the only person that can help you is you. Don't look around the room and think somebody else is supposed to help you up. You got to help yourself. All right? So that's what we're doing here. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.